The Mini 3 Pro versus the Mini 3. That's what today's video is all about. Is it worth the difference? And what's the comparison between the two? Let's do this. Hello, welcome once again to the channel. So today's video is all about the Mini 3 Pro versus the latest offering from DJI, the Mini 3. And what does that bring us? And what are the advantages and disadvantages, you may ask? Well, popping on screen, here is some of the differences between the two. The Mini 3 Pro offers these features against the Mini 3. Forward, backward and downward facing sensors, focus track, active track, spotlight, point of interest, APAS 4.0, the ability to fly around objects, master shots, hyperlapse, 10-bit D-Cine-like colour profile. Some like to use this with post-production to get colour grading. 150 megabits as opposed to 100 megabits on the Mini 3. 4K 60 frames per second as opposed to 4K 30 on the Mini 3. H.265 and MOV as opposed to H.264 and MP4 on the Mini 3. 48 megapixel photos, 1.25 gigabyte of internal storage, 1080p video feed as opposed to 720p on the Mini 3. So the Mini 3 Pro is probably the best sub 250 gram drone that you can buy on the market today, and it being £200 more expensive than the Mini 3. Is it worth the difference? So it's OcuSync 02 as opposed to 03 on the Pro version, which might not be a bad thing as far as resources go. And that brings us to one advantage of the Mini 3 as opposed to the Pro version, is the fact that you get an extra 4 minutes of flight time due to not having all these features built in. So is obstacle avoidance really necessary? There is pros and cons with obstacle avoidance, and it's saved me a few scrapes in the past. But we all know that we should be flying visual line of sight, and you should be watching what you're doing all the time and be able to see that drone. But at the end of the day, it's about clearing any obstacles that might be in the way, certainly on the return to home. But obstacle avoidance, in my opinion, is a great feature for new flyers or people that just like the fact that there's some form of safety as far as crashing your drone. Now the problem is the Mini 3 Pro doesn't have any side-facing sensors, and most of the time when you're flying in autonomous modes and it's doing circles or side sweeps, that's when it can cause problems and cause crashes. So the Mini 3 does have quick shots, as does the Mini 3 Pro, but it's limited due to its software capabilities, and you get all the quick shots except for the asteroid. So not really an upgrade from the Mini 3 Pro, as we know, but if you have the Mini 2 and you're thinking of upgrading and price is a preference to you guys, then an upgrade from the Mini 2 is a pretty no-brainer in my opinion. It has a vertical camera option for shooting for social media, if that's your thing. Having an increased lens from 2.8 to 1.7, which gives better low light performance, as does the Mini 3 Pro. The camera, although a similar spec, you do lose the 4K 60 as opposed to the 4K 30, and 48 megapixels, which is downgraded to 12 megapixels. So price comparisons, we'll pop these on the screen. So the Mini 3 Pro drone alone, that will cost you around £639 here in the UK. With the RCN1 controller, that price is £709. The Mini 3 Pro with the RC, the latest controller, that will take you up to £859. And then you've got the Fly More combo on top, which is another £159. A lot of money for a small drone, but what a package you get, as opposed to the Mini 3. Let's run the prices through on the Mini 3. So the Mini 3 drone alone will cost you £439. With the RCN1 controller, you're looking at £519. And with the RC version, £669. So if you're a new flyer or you're thinking of upgrading your Mini 2 to the Mini 3, you have to ask yourself, is it worth the saving of £190 to sacrifice all those great features on the Pro version. In my opinion, you're probably best to spend the extra money and get that package with the RC controller. Now I must admit, this controller, the RC controller RM330, is absolutely fantastic. If you don't own one, you have the choice of using that controller not just with the Mini 3 or the Mini 3 Pro, but also with the Air 2S and the Mavic 3 series. It's lightweight, it's easy and compact to travel with, and of course you don't need a phone. And with the latest new firmware that came out with the RC controller when the Mini 3 was introduced, you do get that offline maps, which is the latest feature. So it's really up to you guys out there. It's an individual preference, it's your choice. Personally, in my opinion, I think the Mini 3 Pro is an absolutely fantastic little drone. Both drones, the Mini 3 Pro and the Mini 3, will give you exactly the same flight experience, although you've got those added features missing. And one of the good things about the RC controller is not only can you use it on the Mini 3, the Mini 3 Pro, it's now also available to use with the Air 2S. And I can tell you this, if you do have the Air 2S and you haven't got this controller, you will absolutely love using the Air 2S. It's also compatible now with the Mavic 3 range as well. So there we go, that wraps it up. Short video this week. Will you be buying the Mini 3 or will you be buying the Mini 3 Pro? Maybe you can leave a comment down below and we'll start a discussion and we'll see what your opinions are. If you're new around here and you like the content on the Mini 3 or any drone, then why don't you consider subscribing, dinging the dong and all the rest of it that goes with it. And if you've enjoyed the video, then give us a thumbs up and we will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.